welcome to No Man's Sky. This is a simulation within a simulation. Possibly within an additional simulation.
This is Patrick.
I'm not really sure how many layers this extends, but it's probably a bunch. Anyway,
It's probably like
this is a game about spaceships. You collect various resources to make your starship better and all that jazz. And you can make contact with various aliens. For example, my multi-tool here. I acquired in a trade with an alien for my old one. So it had more slots, so I decided to grab it. And gathering is pretty simple. You simply shoot your multi-tool thing at resources, and then they are automatically added to your inventory.
How about instead of telling them about it, how about you show them instead?
I just did. You can see it, but this is my ship.
You nerd.
Starship. Anyway, perhaps we should.
Welcome to Spaceship Simulator.
There are various locations. Wait, do I have? I have to go out to the plutonium later. That'll be fine.
Hey, what are you doing? What
Anyway,
is that?
Sorry.
so you can fly your spaceship.
You're a bad chap.
So this is a spacefaring vessel, which means that you can leave and go to various different planets. So the one that I was on was quite cold. And these asteroids contain various minerals. You can't get stuck the way this is set up. So for example, there is a space station here. So we can trigger the pulse engine to get us there quicker. Forgot to start my stopwatch to keep track of how long we were recording. Well, that's fine. As you can see, this is relatively similar to Elite Dangerous. But you know, it's fundamentally different, I would say. Anyway, as we approach the space station, you can see it here. Although if we are traveling faster than light, we won't be able to see it.
I better cut off the screen.
But that's not important here. What is important is how bad I am at flying this ship.
Yeah, jeez, what's your deal? Oh, he's got a ripper. Oh, he's got a
There's
ripper.
a like a docking tunnel kind of thing.
Docking.
And the spaceships, they seem to fly kind of strange. Anyway, you just fly in here, I think. Oh no, of course we crashed. Don't worry, we're fine. We're good.
So
There,
Maximilian,
okay.
Mad Max, Man Moon Wizard, Man, Master Man.
So this is a space station.
Yeah.
So I stole the Blade of Woe from Astrid, made
Yeah.
it legendary.
Oh yeah,
And
you
it
can
now
get two of them. Yeah.
Wait, you can? Well, I'm
Yeah, you
taking this
can.
back.
If you pickpocket her before she's like in the whole whatnot state, then you can get two blades of woe.
Wonderful. So now I have one that does 134 million damage.
Not even good. As you can see, we can interact with this guy.
What?
It requires 20 carbon though. However, that's pretty cheap.
Very bad one.
Now you will notice in this dialogue, only one of the words is in English. That's because you have to learn the various alien languages in order to understand them, which is pretty interesting. And you learn the language by either being taught the language by other aliens or by looking through monuments and that kind of thing on planets. So we're going to request a new word of the language. So he agreed to help, and he taught us the Pikayan word for voice. This is a terminal. It allows you, it's a galactic trade terminal. It allows you to access the galactic trade network to sell.
You know that
and/or
Astrid
slash
has
buy
the booty.
things. Astrid has a booty?
Yeah, that she does.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's Astrid. That's Astrid's booty. There's a clear difference between the two.
As you can see, we have a ship. Oh, just break my ankles
And
there.
she's always leaning
Don't
over
worry.
that table.
So we can actually chat to the various alien
the-
pilots in here.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about anuses.
No, we're not actually.
Whoops.
So one thing I noticed about these guys is they tend to address me as interloper. So you are presented with various options.
Like being
Warrior
an
runs his hand over
interloper.
its starship and barks and makes it known that it is willing to part with it for the right price. Interesting. So how much would it be? About 1.5, 1.6-ish million units. It has a lot more slots than my ship, but I don't have that many units, which is the currency. So, it's somewhat unfortunate.
Come on,
Anyway,
stop being so rigid. Humor. Humor.
what's humor? I've never heard of that before.
Laugh it up. Laugh it up. buddy.
What?
Humor.
How do I do? Hey guys, it's me Markiplier. Is that humor?
There you go. That's humor.
Ah, okay, there we go. So you just claim to be Markiplier? Is that how this works?
Yep.
Oh. Let's see.
No, you say it with a straight face.
It's in about
That's
1.6 million kiloseconds. And
Sounds like a lot.
1 million kiloseconds. At least I think that's what the KS label is. Makes sense at least. I've actually a planet over here.
my food. I can smell it. I can't actually smell it.
So where shall we go? Go to... Let's go here. I'm not sure if I've actually been to this planet.
There's care.
Anyway, you do require fuel for your
Shall
starship,
return.
but you can't get in a position where you are trapped in space, because you will always be able to find starship fuel in space.
Yes, I'm mining.
Yep. Or by shooting, you know, missiles and whatnot at rocks, which is pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot like that in EVE Online. Not really. You need specialized equipment to mine.
Yeah.
So what can you expect from this channel? Not really sure. Dry, sarcastic humor that isn't even funny. That's something. What? Were you like choking or laughing?
Either.
Do I have to take you to a hospital? You okay?
I don't know.
Now, normally doing this kind of descent profile would not be good for you, but you know, I've heard you know, a re-entry profile of 90 degrees is generally pretty good. It's not actually. Most spacecraft would instantly burn up, at least in reality. This isn't reality though.
Yeah.
This is No Man's Sky. So one thing I noticed is the game doesn't really doesn't like it when you point your ship's nose at the ground, which can make flying it slightly probably wonky. So to land, you simply press the button indicated to land, and your ship will land automatically. You don't have to do any more precise maneuvering like you perhaps might have to do in Kerbal Space Program. In the bottom left-hand corner, you can see various attributes of the planet that you're on in your current conditions. So some planets have ridiculous levels of radiation, others are very cold, that kind of thing. We have a scanner, which we can use to analyze things. And as we analyze these things, we will get money. And then if we upload them, even more.
Yeah,
you
money.
do. Yeah, money. What's money? Something ducks walk on. Are there any animals here? Yeah.
Money.
There are these sentry drone type things that appear, which will attack you if you take too many resources at once. At least that's my understanding of them. That might not be correct. It would appear, is it sundown on this planet? Apparently. I'm seeing lots of plants, but not a whole lot of wildlife. You have a scanner that you
what's
can
that?
activate, which is quite convenient.
I'm gonna go.
Thamium 9 is what is used to power pulse engines. Can I scan these guys? This is a very exploration-heavy
What is
game,
it?
and it rewards you for being a completionist. So you get a large sum of credits when you completely scan everything on a planet. So.
Yes.
Now, from what I've heard, the PC version, which is what I'm playing currently, is slightly buggy and whatnot. But from what I can tell, it works alright.
Oh.
You might have to fiddle around in the options menu to increase the frame limit from 30 to 60 or whatever. And the default FOV is 75, which I would recommend increasing to at least 90. I think I have it at 100 here, so. That large rectangular pillar is, what was it? We can find out.
It's a pillar.
It's a pillar made of iridium,
It's
which
the
is
pillar.
a silicate element. I'm not seeing much of wildlife here, so I think... about negative 20 degrees Celsius here. If you don't know how cold that is, I can't help you. Unfortunately. Well, and using your launch thrusters will consume a certain amount of resources.
Yeah.
They are powered by plutonium, which can actually be found quite commonly on the surface of planets, even though it is quite dense. But then again,
It's just
that,
shards.
yeah.
Hello. Do you want to die?
Ooh, I think I see some sort of settlement here.
Broke my armor.
So you kind of have to eyeball your landing spots because you can't really look down where you're landing, so you have to guess.
Yeah, don't land on a mountain and just
Spudwig
walk
more.
off of it.
Yeah. So you can find various outposts and such on planets, and there can be useful items like signal interceptors and all that kind of thing, and these cargo drops, inventory as well. And you can instantly teleport things that are in your suit to your ship, which is quite convenient. So we got some Gragra,
Indeed.
which is a miscellaneous type item, I think. A trade commodity, so you can go sell that on the galactic trade stuff. What is this? What is this? Ooh, what is this? Ooh, an exosuit upgrade. Ooh. You can find various upgrades like this throughout the.
It's a yellow ghoul.
Nice. So I just got an extra slot on my exosuit. That's progress, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway.
A lot of people.
There is spaceship combat, but I'm using a mouse and keyboard. I would imagine it's a lot smoother if you use the joystick.
Oh, I've got some cake.
Okay.
No.
Nom nom.
Wait.
Oh.
What's up? Alright. Well, in that case, there's all sorts of minerals you can mine, but you can't really dig through the ground like in
Well, this person is
other
a man.
various survival games. So, yeah, there's like no wildlife here. I believe this is a shard of plutonium. Because plutonium is quite dense in reality, you wouldn't really expect to find it on the surface, but then again, don't think we have,
I've got your next playthrough.
what?
Grapho plays Undertale.
Oh boy.
Maybe Overwatch.
I think we missed the bandwagon there. For Undertale.
Maybe
But whatever.
Overwatch.
Yeah, I could do that. Watch me be awful at Widowmaker. That'd be fun, right? Just watch me miss sniper rifle shots.
Every
yeah.
single one of them just miss.
Yep.
Finally hits, immediately gets just
Snipe.
Game
Fascinating
disconnects,
immediately.
and I lose all the footage.
Game.
Oh, you also have a jetpack. I feel that might be important to mention. And you can't really get stuck anywhere, which is convenient. So here's another one of
Yeah.
those pod doodads we found, which contains something useful. And this appears to be another exosuit upgrade. This is another 10,000 credits. Those units. I'd say that's worth a 10,000 for an extra slot. Considering I had like 250,000 units. Pretty good. This is a very exploration heavy game. If you don't like exploration, this is probably not the game for you.
Yeah.
When did I get that?
What do you call a cookie that has a chemical in it that's as addictive as heroin?
Oreos.
Wrong. Money.
Oh. Get it? Because there's actual like cocaine on the surface of dollar bills.
No,
Wow.
it's a joke about them making people money.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
So is there flora here? Fauna deficient. There's like no fauna here. Well, this
Yeah,
might
yeah.
be not a particularly interesting planet to visit. In that case, we'll head to a different planet. I find that traveling to a different planet in my current reality is a lot harder than it is here.
Yeah.
There we go. This should be good.
Going
Anyway,
off
If
the
you like
rails.
space and games about exploration and crafting, I recommend picking this up, but
I like to curved.
I would recommend doing more research, though, on the various bugs that this allegedly has. I haven't played the game enough to make an educated opinion on this, so do whatever. Actually, Total Biscuit might have made a video, so back there, he probably has something smart to say about it. Ships in EVE Online definitely do warp faster than this. But again, I am using like an entry-level pulse engine, so I do play EVE Online.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh yeah.
Now, to my knowledge, you don't actually take any thermal damage from entering a planet's atmosphere going too fast. So,
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
I don't know. I've had, ooh, here we go. I've had like descent trajectories of like 90 degrees and nothing bad has happened, so perhaps your mileage may vary, but I don't know. As you can see, the planets this are quite varied and look fairly interesting. Let's see some. How did I get trolled by a low poly level? I can't. It's just hard. Oh, here we are. Looks like a settlement. I think.
Oh, what place is this? Uh-oh, that's a sentry bot.
Oh, here we are. Wait,
Amazing.
have I activated this thing? Oh, what happened? Oh. Oh, of course, we're being attacked by a toxic tentacle plant. As usually happens.
Okay.
Where I'm from, at least.
Get out of my way, Kate.
The waypoint beacon?
Oh no.
There's a
Oh, no, I
sentry-
punched
So will
it.
that show me where other things are? Is that how that works? Ooh. Advanced life form detected. Hey! We should go to communicate with that guy.
Go.
Anyway, there is a
Yes. Ah,
there's a violent tentacle under here. There it is. I already scanned it. Yeah, right. We come in peace, shoot to kill. Anyway, we'll go check out that advanced life form.
It blew up. That's pretty neat.
Don't worry, guys. I'm completely hidden, despite the fact that I'm holding a torch. Hey, Valkyrie Guard, can you see me? No, you can't.
Ooh. Snicky.
Welcome to Bakadale. Or is it
You're
Dale?
welcome.
I'm not sure.
Snicky.
Destination reached. Apparently there are advanced life forms here, so perhaps we'll be able to trade or something. Hopefully. Here we are.
Why the heck is there a boat in front of a school?
I'm afraid I don't know a lot of their language, so that's kind of... The warrior is silent for a second before looking at me conspiratorially. It looks behind to check for its colleagues before powering down security systems. The warrior pulls open the trade vault at its feet, which seems to be piled high with multi-tool upgrades.
Haha!
Will he accept unit? It indicates the contents of my inventory as a trade, which means isotopes are what he wants. A pile of contraband. What? Photon can. Nice. Maybe that's for my ship? Fascinating. Anyway, this game is quite complicated. And relatively
not
detailed.
really.
Well, you're complicated. Anyway, I think that's about it for
The
this.
complicated part is getting yourself an Atlas pass. Still trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you do that. Anyway, this has been the first episode of No Man's Sky, so do as you will.